And we're here, and action, and go camera one.
I love that song. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Greatest song of all time. I love the triple fake out. It's like you think it's gonna end, and then it's like, nope, it's not over yet. And then you think it's gonna end again, and nope, not yet.
Nope. Drum line.
Oh man, great theme song. We've had it since the 70s, I think, when we first started this show.
Yeah, about like 78. You know, the Carlin era. That's when he was popping off. Oh man,
yeah, we started as a radio show back in the 70s. We were doing the radio thing.
Mm-hmm. Radio was king back then. I loved it.
Was king. This is the greatest of sometimes, by the way. It's a top 10 list show where we list the top 10 of everything. We started as a radio show. We were sort of the first podcast in that we were on the radio.
Yeah. Radio was podcasts with wavelengths, right? You got those wavelengths
radio
coming
was
out.
like for all the kids out there who are watching, listening, enjoying. Radio was like podcast if only in car.
Only in car, and you can't press pause or fast forward or re-listen to an old one.
That's the best part because you always feel like you're in the moment.
Oh yeah. And
there's no like, wait, what did I miss? Let me go back 10 seconds.
Yeah. And you can get away with so much more. No one's gonna record those and play what you say. Yeah.
Oh, what are you gonna record us on your tape deck? I don't think so. On a fucking 8-track cassette.
Yeah, you got to be like Musk money to even have one of those back then.
Exactly. Or back during that time, it would be like who was rich in the
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson money.
Yeah, you need Johnny Carson money.
Good friend of ours, Johnny Carson.
Yeah, which I heard he never spent his Tonight Show money.
I heard that too.
Yeah,
He never spent his Tonight Show money. He the only money that he lived off of was just from like late night ads that he would do, like on the shopping channel.
Yeah, he'd pop in there, make a couple $1,000, and that's what he just lived off that. Very frugal guy.
He'd get up there and he'd rock back on his heels and he'd say, "I did not know that," and the calls would roll in.
That's wild.
Wild and wacky stuff. Yeah, they would be like, "Oh, Johnny, my good friend Johnny Carson, what do you think of this comb that's also like a windshield scratcher for a car?" And he'd say, "That's wild, wacky stuff."
That's wild, baby.
And he'd rock back on his heels, and that's pretty much his only personality traits, as far as I know.
Miss the King. God bless the King.
Based on Dana Carvey's impression of him, those are the only things that he does. Oh man! So I mean, look, everybody knows how this show works. We always,
of course,
we always start with our classic segment that we've been doing since the 70s.
Years.
Yes. Oh my God. And this is, I mean, in a way, it is the classic segment of any show. And that's just, we talk about what happened. The news, baby.
Yeah. What's going on?
What is going on?
And I want to know.
This is special because it's the start of a new month. So we get to go over an entire month worth of news.
Oh, I love this part.
A little, this is what we call the top 10 in the news wrap up for the month. And also maybe for the last couple of days, because I think one of them happened today. And
that's exclusive.
That's what the segment's called, and that's what it's always been called. That's what we've always called this segment.
We've always called it that.
Yeah, absolutely. So number 10 on the list of news that happened, top 10 wrap. Thank you so much, Missy, for helping out. With a little cat Chiron. Today's Chiron sponsored by Missy Information. Let's see. Ooh, you heard about this? Adam Levine is a Try Guy now.
Oh, congrats, Adam.
Adam Levine
I think that's a good play. I think
the
that's
new
a good
Try
play.
guy. He tried, and now he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maroon 5, they're going to be looking for a new lead singer. You know,
Yes,
'cause he can't
Maroon
do
4
both.
now.
He can't do both things. It's too much.
Pretty soon, I mean, look, Adam Levine was holding the place up. Pretty soon, it's going to be Maroon 1.
I know, jeez.
And
sorry to all the moms out there who love the band.
Oh yeah, oh man, it is a big mom band.
It is. Moms go crazy over that.
Actually, my dad also really like. I wonder if my dad is a mom. Anyway,
I wonder that too.
Yeah, that one guy from the Try Guys cheated on his wife, and
that's a big no-no if you're married, by the way.
Cheating big no. Hey,
is kind of bad.
How about this? How about top 10 things not to do if you're married? Number 1, don't cheat, you jerk.
Yeah. Number 2, put the toilet seat down.
Put the toilet seat down, even if you're the lady.
Yeah.
Everybody put the toilet seat down.
Everyone,
we all do our part.
Sit down. No
put
messy.
It down.
You get no messy. You can relax.
Did we? That's enough. No, top 2 of being married.
yeah. We've already done being married.
All right. Let's see. This is the one from today. Velma is a lesbians now.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. We did it.
We petitioned for this years ago.
It's crazy. It's, oh my God. After all these years, everybody's been saying, make Velma lesbians. Velma is a lesbians. And
Jinkies. That's what lesbians say.
That is a classic lesbians catchphrase.
Yeah.
Jinkies.
Jinkies. Where are my glasses?
I want a 69 with my lady friend. Jinkies. No, that's like, and that's important and beautiful. And I mean, she probably was the whole time. You're right, Missy. As per usual, 100% correct. She probably was the whole time. Just like Shaggy is metaphor for drug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they can't put that into kids' cartoons. But now it's okay for lesbians to be in kids' cartoons because it's 2022 and things are perfect now.
Mm-hmm. They're the best they've ever been.
That's the thing. Even since the 70s, we've been sort of on the cutting edge of progress. Anytime somebody's like, this is okay now, we're like, yeah, we already knew that.
Yeah.
Top 10 times we already knew that.
Yes, the 70s likes to take like credit for everything. Kind of cool.
We did it. It was us.
We made it happen.
We made it happen.
We made it legal.
We legalized it, and it is everything.
Everything, yeah.
Oh man, let's see. You hear about this? Something about the metaverse, probably.
I did hear about it.
Did you hear?
It's happening. Yeah. Mark is doing some stuff, and
oh my God,
his team is like right behind him.
Mark is in the computers. He's just a head and like a weird wibbly like hands floating around. Mm-hmm. Fun times.
Great time. Oh,
I saw some screenshots and I was like, that's where I want to be. I want to be. I want to be in the fake, next to the fake Eiffel Tower with a me. From the Wii. I want
a worse version of looking of me.
Yeah.
Looking at it, all of Italy. In a boardroom with some other guys.
Looking at Robot Italy.
Yeah, just be like, hey, how's it going?
Oh, I love it. It's good stuff. Good stuff. How about this? The Bear, the TV show?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it? Yes, Chef.
The Bear. That's
behind Da Bear. Yeah, exactly.
Great show.
Here's my thing about back in the early 70s, before we made it big as radio hosts and podcast hosts and whatever, I did work in a restaurant for a lot of years, and it's exactly how I remember it, The Bear. And for that reason, I don't understand why people like watching that show.
Gives you a little bit of trauma, PTSD coming back
Yeah,
to you.
I feel like I watch it and I go, oh yeah, that's right. It did suck to work in a restaurant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did have to, like, someone had to have to carry a gun just in case things got wild.
Yeah.
Always getting yelled at.
Yeah. So anyway, fuck The Bear, you know?
Bear, 6 out of 10.
And finally, how many did I do?
This is 4.
That was 4? Okay, perfect. This is gonna be a top 5.
Yeah, our classic top 5.
The classic top 5, top 10. I have to news wrap up for the month and maybe the last couple of days.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that checks out.
That's how we do it every time.
We've done it since the beginning.
It's honestly, it's pretty crazy. Even back in the old days where we had like people would call in and like say like, oh, hey, I noticed that you are stupid and don't know how to count to 10. And so you only did 5. We would do it every time and it would always trick everybody.
Oh, everyone's so easily fooled.
Nobody ever sees it coming.
No.
Even after, what is this, 40 something years, 45? 44?
No one's caught on yet.
Nobody's caught on. We do it. We say it's going to be 10 and then it's 5 every time. Because here's the thing. There's never more than 5 news.
I've never seen more than 5 news in like a year.
If you, at the end of the week, you open up the Sunday paper, you scroll down, 5 tops.
And like 3 of those are the obituaries.
And one of them is the crossword.
Yeah. That's all you see.
And one of them is a pearls before swine. And so there's one news, really. 3 people are dead, 1 crossword, 1 pearls before swine, and then there's 1 news. And that news is the Queen of the friggin' England is dead.
Oh. Bless her heart.
Peace be with her.
Is
she no Protestant? What do Protestants say instead of peace be with you?
I think spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yes, the Queen's country, but not anymore.
That's what they say over there.
Now it's the King's country. Ew, gross.
Oh,
yeah, let's get some F's in the chat for the Queen, shall we?
Yeah.
F's in the chat for the Queen.
Thank you, Queen, and
thank you, Queen.
Be with you.
Yes, Queen.
The original Yes, Queen. Yeah.
Slay. Oh man. All right. Let's get to the main list this week. It is our 44th anniversary special. We have officially done 5,000 episodes of this show, including the old radio stuff. And so this week is very special, and we are doing top 10 things that happened on this show.
Oh my gosh, there's so many to count.
The memories, nostalgia.
Ooh, the controversies, even.
Major controversies.
Lots of big ones.
Such big controversies. Like, well, I mean, we'll get into it. Actually, let's just do an honorable mention right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Lindsay Lohan was in the news?
Oh, do I? Yeah. You couldn't get out of the news if you tried.
Oh, man. She knew who killed her. And we talked about it on this show. We did a classic top 10 list. We did top 10 list of Jay Leno saying that Lindsay Lohan was in the news.
Hey, you guys see Lindsay Lohan's in the news again.
No. Jay Leno, good friend of ours.
Actually, we like him.
Good friend. We're friends with all of the talk show hosts. We're friends with Lily Singh, the other ones.
Yep. Drew.
Yeah, exactly. And also Steve.
Yeah. I was just cleaning his garage the other day. Good guy.
You were in Steve's garage?
Oh yeah.
Did you go on his podcast?
No, I just go there to clean every now and then. I need to make a couple extra bucks, you know.
Oh, you're doing. I see. Because to be clear, radio does not pay well, folks.
No, never has, never will.
Never has. We have literally never once paid our rent with this show, even though we are the most popular podcast in history. So, so think about that next time you say that Mark Maron needs to get a job. He cannot afford to.
Yeah, so many all the time.
Oh man, he's always doing so many jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. Number 10. Let's get a drum roll. Number 10. Number 10 on the list. Hey, remember that time that we were on tour doing talks at various college campuses, Ivy League only? You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah.
Of course. And we were at Harvard. A little college near Boston. You know what I'm talking about? Harvard. We were at Harvard.
Harvard. Yeah, we at Harvard.
Harvard Yard. We parked the car.
Near Boston.
Yeah, we were at Harvard, and we were giving a speech talking about what it's like to be the most famous radio stars of the 80s and 90s. And I remember I went to the little boys' room, and there I had an idea, and I have ideas all the time.
Constantly, just churning them nonstop.
It's honestly, it's impossible to stop the ideas.
It's going to be so tiring being in that head of yours.
It's exhausting. Yeah. It's exhausting being this much of an Ubermensch. So here is what happened. I had an idea, and I was like, oh, I don't have any paper, but I do have a Sharpie marker. And you know what I did? I wrote that idea right there on the wall of the bathroom stall. And you know what I wrote? Someone should do the Facebook.
Whoa.
Yeah. I wrote someone should do the Facebook because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to remember it very well. But I was like, this is such a good idea, you know, the Facebook. So somebody needs to have this idea and do something with it. And just a couple of years later, I did hear that somebody did make the Facebook.
Oh, jeez. Stole it.
Old Zucky boy Mark.
Marky Mark
himself. The metaverse himself.
And then he didn't even call it the Facebook, you know. He took out the.
He called it the Facebook, and then Justin Timberlake was like, you should drop the.
Yeah. JT did say that.
It's
like it's clean. It's cleaner.
So in a way, Facebook and the metaverse as it stands today is really mine and Justin Timberlake's idea.
Pretty much.
It was a group effort.
That's what I heard, and I think that you should get some royalties out of that. Get some royals.
That's what I've been saying for years. But
Mark,
this other guy, Eduardo, he got in there first, and he was like, "Oh, And then there were some twins, and they got in there, and they were like, "Oh, we should also."
And then one of the twins became a cannibal.
Yeah, I think both of them.
I guess both of them. Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah,
both of them became a cannibal. And if I'm being honest, they were probably a cannibal the whole time.
I think so. Yeah, this is gonna be scary.
Yeah,
Mark,
it was so scary for Mark Zuckerberg to be in that boardroom with two cannibals breathing down his neck.
I mean, I think that's why he did all those crimes, you know?
Yeah, obviously. That's why he made Nazis come back.
Yep.
He was in a room with some cannibals and he was like, "Oh God, how do I stop this? I guess I'll make Nazis come back."
That's the only thing to stop cannibals is a worse person.
The only thing that'll stop a bad guy with a cannibal is a good guy with a cannibal.
We all know that, though.
We all know that. All right, let's hear what's your number 9 memory, Kyle?
Oh, number 9. Oh, that was so great. I liked when we uncovered Watergate.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was so cool. Yeah.
That
Frost came in. We had Frost. We had Nixon.
We had Frost. We had Nixon.
We're like, hey, how about you two just chat it up a bit? Didn't know we were recording.
Had no idea we were recording.
Neither of them did.
Well, what's crazy is that we had asked them to come on our radio show.
Yeah.
And they had no idea we were broadcasting it into everyone with an AM receiver in the greater Chicago area.
Mm-hmm. And then that got rebroadcasted, of course.
Obviously. Because all of the good shows from Chicago are the ones that are syndicated. Us, Bob and Tom, those are them.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it, yeah.
That's pretty much the 2 good shows. Greatest sometimes, Bob and Tom.
Sometimes the Bear.
Sometimes
even though that's Philadelphia, but,
sometimes the Bear.
Same thing.
It is the same place, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I've been to Chicago. I've been to Philadelphia. Those are the same place.
It's the same place. Yeah.
Honestly, Boston too. Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago, same place.
Same place.
Same place.
You go down the street. There's a corner. You get a hot dog. Tastes
exactly. The same. If you can buy a hot dog there, that's a Chicago.
That's Chicago.
I don't know if you've ever been to a Chicago, but if you've eaten a hot dog, you damn well have.
Pretty much. I ate one of them Dodger dogs. I was like, this tastes like it was made in Chicago.
This tastes like Chicago. Oh man, I was walking down the street in Seattle the other day, and I saw some hot dogs, and I was like, "What am I in Chicago?"
You probably were.
I probably was. It's impossible to even know where we are at this point. We're bouncing around so much, jet setting.
Yeah. I'm jet lagged like 24/7.
Oh my God.
365. The other times.
It's crazy because you would think that it would be like, oh, I should probably stay in one place for a little bit longer so I'm not jet lagged as much. But it's like when you have so many deals going as we do, you just gotta be on to the next place.
Just go dealing and wheeling. That's what we've always said.
I have been considering the idea of what if we just followed the morning on the jets. And so that way we're never jet lagged because it's always the morning.
It's always, we always arrive in the morning time and it's sunny and we never see the nighttime. So we don't have to sleep.
I think that would save us a lot of time. That means we could always be doing our 6 a.m. broadcast.
That's true. And if we're always in the morning, that always means that we never make it to the next day. So we never age.
Oh, and that's the stuff.
We don't age. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Party plane. Yeah.
24-hour party planers. Oh man. Let's see. What are we on? Number 8?
Number 7.
Number 7. Number 7. Hey, this Watch Mojo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Watch Mojo.
And not Mojo Jojo from Spice Girls, Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, not Mojo Jojo from the Spice Girls movie Spice
Girls,
World. Yeah. But also, kind of yes.
Because watch that Mojo too. Yeah.
Because the thing is that Mojo Jojo was in the Spice Girls movie Spice World.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a monkey
with a big brain top hat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A big brain monkey.
Yeah.
Big brain monkey Mojo Jojo was in Spice World movie.
And that's years. Yeah. And in Austin Powers. Well, you don't see him, but Austin was like, I lost my mojo.
Oh yeah,
And
and that's
that's what he
obviously
was.
Mojo Jojo.
Yep.
So yes, okay. So he was in the Powerpuff Spice world,
Hmm.
and then he was in Austin Powers
But
Schwangus.
off camera. Hmm.
Well, I mean, he was in the Schwangus.
He was. Oh yeah. It was,
They put the needle in the Schwangus, and then they pull out the Mojo Jojo,
Yep. Yep.
and then
Obi-Wan.
they put it in Dr. Evil.
Yeah, I think that's why Dr. Evil was like so cool and everyone loved him.
Did they give Austin Powers Schwangus to Dr. Evil?
I mean, weren't they brothers at the end?
I mean, they're played by the same guy.
I know. But I think they had the same
Look,
dad.
I'm not super familiar with the canon of Austin Powers.
Oh, behave. But who
What is the gold member? Like, what is his deal?
I don't. That's when it went off the rails for me. I was like,
Is
okay,
he
you
just like
had
a
me.
weird guy?
You had me for the first two. You throw in a gold member. I'm
Oh, man.
confused. I don't know what
I
that
will
means.
say the opening of that third Austin Powers, very good. I like where it's like, oh,
Is that
Austin
Tom
Powers
Cruise?
is played by Tom Cruise now.
That was good. Yeah.
Very fun.
And Spielberg was directing that like he does.
So anyway, Watch Mojo stole the idea for top 10 lists from us.
Yep.
And that's just a fun memory that I
And
like
they
to
just
remember.
and they just threw British voices in there.
Oh my god. They just
People
put like a
that.
robot lady over it, and she was like, here's the thing about everything that ever happened in Candy Crush.
Yeah. They just like turned Siri upside down.
Yeah, they yeah. They sent Siri to Australia, and now she'll tell you all the fun facts about the DC Batman franchise. all the best times that the Joker was a crazy maniac.
Which surprisingly happens a lot.
Oh my god. It's honestly, it's crazy maniac. How often the Joker is a crazy maniac?
Yeah. Kid's wild. Wilding out here.
That guy is a wild and wacky fella.
Yeah.
Weird, wild stuff.
Wild
I
stuff.
did not know that.
As Carson would say.
As my good friend Johnny Carson would say. Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Let's what do you want to give us a number civics?
Number civics. Yeah. Number civics. One of my fave memories was when we all know the good, the bad, the ugly.
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
When old Eastwood was on here and he was like, hey, I got this like new bit I'm gonna try. How about I just like talk to like a chair for a little bit?
Oh my god.
And he was like, don't worry what it's gonna be for, but just know it's gonna be hilarious.
Well, I mean, we figured out pretty fast that he was doing the top 10 things I'd like to say to Obama if he was a chair.
Yep. And it's like, well, he's already stealing our bit.
Well, and the thing, I mean, obviously he came on the show. We expected him to do some sort of list, but it was like, come on, man, don't do top 10.
Yeah, that's our thing.
We do top 10.
Do a top 9, top 11. We don't care.
It was the same thing when David Letterman started doing the top 10. I was like, come on, man.
Dave, I'm your boy.
So clearly you're stealing that idea from us.
And from Dave.
And from Dave.
Who stole it from us. Yeah.
Who stole it from us. So yeah, I mean, Clint Eastwood, you know what I liked so much? When you brought up Clint Eastwood, I was like, oh, he's gonna tell the time that he came on, and he said the top 3 things that you can be, and he said good, bad, and he said ugly.
And ugly, yeah.
Oh man, and he was promoting that movie, so it was like obviously that's what he was gonna say. But it was like sometimes when you see a joke coming, it's like you appreciate it all the more because it's like you're like, oh, I can't wait till he tells this joke that I know he's gonna tell.
I love that's like my favorite thing with jokes. You know, it's like I like hearing what I like remembering.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
hear it again. I don't like too much new stuff.
Oh man, that's why whenever I go to a stand-up comedy show, I'm always like, "What are you doing? Just do the act.
Give me the hits.
Stop working on new stuff. Just do the act, buddy.
Just give me the hits. Come
Tell me about
on.
why Pop Tarts are shiny and the deal with airplane food.
Yeah.
That's what we all
It's
want.
terrible.
Stop coming up with new ideas. Stop it
Nothing.
with the swiping like a French king. Stop it. Come, just do the old stuff.
Just give me the old stuff. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to hear about Tinder. That's too new for me.
Ugh, gross, boring. I don't even know what it is. What is it? What is he? What are you starting a fire over there?
I think, yeah. I think that's why the kids are into. Like, that's why they're always constantly. They're like trying to make sparks coming out of their phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're trying.
Start the Tinder. Yeah.
Trying to do friction on their phone.
Yeah.
But it's glass, so it's really hard to get that friction.
It is, unless like the glass is a little broken. Yeah, it's a little friction.
Oh yeah, and then you get some shards, and there's the friction, baby.
Yeah. Get those shards on your fingertips.
Okay, let's see. Where are we at?
Survive.
Yeah, fix.
Yeah. We're at fixing.
Fix.
Frost fixing.
Number physics. This is when we were talking to our good friend George R.R. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
He came on the show. He came on the show so many times. Because honestly, I think he was just mining for ideas. Because people are complaining about it's taking him too long to make this current book. You should have seen how much he was scrambling after he released Game of Thrones, and he was like, "That's it. I wrote the book, and that's gonna be the rest of my life." And then everybody was like, "This is obviously not the end of this story. You just killed the main guy."
Yeah, there's way more story you have to tell.
And there's all these people just kind of like around still. What's Dany's whole deal? What's she gonna do? What's the little guy gonna do? We know that the one guy is dead, but we have no idea what anybody else is gonna do.
And then one guy was like just hot,
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't have much going on for him.
And so then he would come on our show all the time, like literally once a month he would come on the show, and he was like, "Hey guys, you should do top 10 ideas for me to do in my stories again. You should do another 10 ideas for George R.R. Martin to put in the Game of Thrones stories." And we'd go, "All right, George."
Hey, George. There is one time where he did just like, I was like, "Hey, could you hold the door for me?" And that's where he's like, "Hodor, now that makes sense. Now I know what to do with his ending."
Well, and the biggest thing that I remember is I was saying like, yeah, what if you just like killed everyone and like at a wedding?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, that's such a great idea." And then they'll be sure to be like, "That's obviously the end." But then obviously
no, you keep going.
Like, this is not the end.
Yeah. You talk about the people who murdered them.
Well, and I mean, part of the problem is that we were also coming up with new characters for there to be a point of view from. And so then it was like, even though we killed a lot of the main characters, there was still all of these other ones left.
And I try to throw Tom Bombadil in there. And
from
the Lord of the Rings
almost fell for it. He
almost fell for it, yeah.
Because the thing is, George R.R. Martin, pretty good at writing. Like, not great at the ideas, but he'll write. But he has never read.
Yeah, I don't think he knows how to read.
I don't think he knows how to read. I think he probably dictates all of his
I think that's
stuff.
why it takes him so long, yeah.
Yeah, and mostly he listens to the recordings of our show. He'll just listen to the recording.
No wedding. We spoiled no wedding.
Spoiled what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There was no murder at a certain wedding. There was no wedding.
There wasn't a wedding, and it certainly wasn't colored red.
Nope. But no, the good guys win in the end.
Yeah, the good guys win at the end. Happy birthday. What's your number 4?
My Forver. Forver was great. I love when Jim Carrey came on, but he was in the character of the man on the moon.
Oh, the Man on the Moon, Andy.
Yeah, he was in
Kaufman.
character as Man on the Moon.
Let me just say, when he came on, very Kaufman-esque.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was very Coffin. Yeah, he looked just like the guy.
It's really difficult to talk to Jim Carrey pretending to be Andy Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
So difficult.
It was the worst, honestly. That might have been, and that's controversial because everyone loves Jim Carrey. They're
my!
Who? Eggman from the Sonics?
Eggman from the Sonics?
And Elder Emos are like, my internal sunshine with spotless mind god?
Yeah.
You can't make fun of him.
Also, people who like the Truman Show, whatever their deal is.
Oh, yeah. You talk to these kids, these elder millennials, they're like, I thought I was in a Truman Show after seeing that movie. I was like, oh no, my life's interesting too. Let me jerk off in a cool way for people to see.
Well, I thought I was in a Fight Club after I saw that, so.
Were you?
No, I was just punching all my family. I was just beating the shit out of my family and then blaming Tyler.
You're making soap, right? That was your.
Yeah,
I remember that. That was your. Yeah, you're making soap at that time.
That was my soap era.
Yeah. That's a weird time.
I gotta go home and watch my stories as like a little joke, just like a wink for just us. But I was just making human fat into bars of soap.
Yeah, that movie threw you for a loop. I was worried the show was done for after that.
Yeah, it really fucked my brain. I would come on and be like, okay, let's do top 10 times the government is out to get me. Good memories.
It's all a movie. We're all being made fun of in the movie.
I top 10 times that I got Truman showed.
And really, it's just like, you're walking out of the Target and you saw yourself on the store monitor.
Oh man, every time I'm leaving a Target and I see myself on the store monitor, I go, "What the hell? They're watching
still after all these years?
After all these years, even though they know I know."
I thought I escaped them into that raft boat that went into the wall.
Yeah, I gotta walk out of the sky. Oh man.
So when I see
times I tried to leave through the sky.
Now when you see Ed Harris, you just freak out.
I freak the hell out, man.
He's directing me again.
And he winks at me and I go, "What the hell, Ed Harris? Leave me alone."
He knows.
Oh man. Oh boy. What are we at? Number
Thwart. Yeah.
Number Thwart.
Yeah.
Number Thwart. Memories from hosting this long-running, great, phenomenal podcast radio show. Greatest of sometimes. You remember this Charlie Sheen character?
Oh man, winning.
Old Chucky Sheen, and that's exactly what I'm getting at. He came on the show and we said, "Hey buddy, what's the deal with your blood? Looking pretty stripy."
And
nice. He was like, and we were just joking around. He had kind of like a cat had scratched his arm and he was just sort of like bleeding. And it kind of looked like tiger stripes. And so we were ribbing him a little bit, giving him a
Yeah.
little tease. And he
Tiger
was like,
bloody.
"Are you saying that I have tiger blood?" And we were like, "Well, we weren't saying that, Chucky, Chucky Sheen,
Which
What
is what his good friends call him.
yeah, all his good friends call him Chucky Sheen."
Mhm.
And it was a really odd and uncomfortable moment, but I mean, it did become such like a crazy phenomenon for a week and a half.
Oh yeah, which felt like a long time. That
Yeah.
was the one news story for that week and a half.
I do know at least one person who to this day wears a t-shirt with Charlie Sheen on it that says winning.
Are you still friends with them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's
you
my
have to
fucking
be.
dude. He's my fucking boy.
Oh man, don't talk to me if we ain't talking about Sheen, all right? I don't have anything else to say to you.
The Sheen machine.
What
Charlie
about
the machine.
Emilio? I want to hear about Emilio instead of we got to hear about Charlie.
Emilio. Blech.
You haven't seen the Mighty Ducks show on Disney
No,
Plus?
it was all right.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
They did some slap shots. There's no Goldberg.
There's
Where's
no-
the Goldberg?
Give me a knuckle puck. Give me Keenan.
Give me Keenan. They could have at least gotten Keenan.
Yeah.
Just wild. Just wild. What are we at? Number three.
Trois.
Trois.
I think it's trois.
Trois?
Number trois?
Number trois?
Trois. Oh, remember when we were doing our thing? We were just on the radio doing
No,
our thing.
I always remember when we were doing our thing.
Yeah. We're out there. We're chatting
We've
it
been
up.
doing our thing for a long time.
Yeah. We're busting balls. We're chopping
We're
shop.
busting balls left and right.
Yeah, we're mixing it up with the best and the brightest.
I seem to remember we would be walking down the street and we would see a ball and we would bust that sucker.
We'll bust it up,
We
yeah.
would bust that sucker all day long.
I'd say anything to it. But
I'd look at that ball and I'd say, "Hey, ball,
hey
come
ball.
up.
Hey ball, how you doing? You doing good, ball?
Hey, what are you doing over there? You didn't say about this? Your ball."
Remember when we talked psychology to Tom Cruise? He flipped a
Yes.
switch.
Oh my god, it freaked his beans so hard.
Jeez. I was like,
He's-
Tommy boy, quit it.
I felt like I saw the little bits of his old brain dripping out of his ears and his new brain growing in its place.
It looked gooey. Yeah, it did look
Yeah.
gooey.
He had at very least, he had not Q-tipped himself in a while.
Yeah.
He had sticky lobes, if you know what I'm talking about.
And then I just asked, I was like, are you gonna ever play like a therapist in a movie? And he flipped.
He
Shoot.
freaked out.
I was scared. I was like,
Oh man, he was. I remember we had a couch in the studio at the time, and he was all up on it,
jumping up on it,
jumping on the couch, screaming, "Ah! Ah!
He's like, I'm gonna make
Cruise."
You know what he did say, which did come true. He was like, I'm gonna make a second Top Gun, and it's gonna be bigger than the first. And we're like, whoa, you're talking super crazy now.
You're talking super crazy. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. It's so crazy, and I don't even understand why you would do it. And then he did it, and we were like, Tommy.
Now I have to rethink. Maybe the other things he was saying, not so bad after all.
Maybe all the other things he was saying weren't so crazy, and maybe I can
maybe.
stop cleaning out my ears and let that gooey crust build up.
Just let it sink in, yeah.
Just let it really sink in. Oh man, so I think what do we got? Two more?
Is
One
it two
more.
more?
I guess
Better.
probably this is two. Well, think I did lose count because we're saying the numbers weird.
Well, last time was trois, which is pretty close to two.
But it
And then we
Isn't-
didn't.
Wait, isn't trois like French for 3?
Maybe we got 2 more. All right.
Okay, here we go. It's me. It's me, and I'm talking. And I'm gonna say the next thing that happened. So Super Bowl, heard of it?
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Uh,
Love it
we
every
were
year.
we were doing the broadcast of the Super Bowl halftime show,
Mm-hmm.
and we were saying, top 10 times that people were dancing and singing at the Super Bowl halftime show. And we were on the actual visual broadcast, and we were like cutting to like clips of like, oh, here's a video of like a kid actually accidentally dumping his popcorn in the stands at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Cute.
And
cute.
here's a video of somebody winning a car at like the Super Bowl halftime show car drawing that they do every year,
Mm-hmm.
where they're like, everybody look under your seat.
Look under your seats. Yeah,
everybody look under your seat, and one person pulls out the keys to a brand new Ford Taurus, and everybody's losing their minds. They're like, oh, I can't believe you get to go home with a brand new Ford Taurus.
Yeah,
and then you find out later
they
that you
were
have
a Taurus as well.
Yeah. Oh, and that's always fun, where it's like, because that can only happen because what are you gonna get, a Chevy Libra? I don't think so.
No one drives.
I don't
that.
think so. A fucking
You cry in those
Toyota Sagittarius? No.
Too wild. Too much of a wild card. Yeah. Engine will stop working for no reason.
But then later they find out, oh, they have to pay the taxes on their brand new Ford Taurus that they won at the Super Bowl halftime show, and it's like, ugh. That's rough. That's rough, because it's like, oh, I won a thing. I won having to pay, $3,000 to the government. What a prize! If I just wanted to pay $3,000 to the government, I would just live my everyday life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll happen. They'll take that.
So anyway, we were doing our coverage of the Super Bowl halftime show, and people were losing their hot dogs and dancing around. And then out of nowhere, Justin Timberlake takes all of Janet Jackson's clothes off, and then they do pretend sex on the stage for 20 minutes. And we keep saying, you got to cut this feed. The FCC is going to be so pissed.
They're going to be flipping their lid. They're
going to, oh my God, they're going to blow a friggin' gasket.
They're going to fine us to the hell and back, which I hear is far.
Absolute Moon City.
Yeah, I know. There's one up there. I do know. I've
Moon City population us. That's where we'll be.
Yeah,
after all these fines.
Oh, that was a terrible time. I hated that.
But at the
was like,
time,
my kids are watching this.
That's absolutely true. That's true. Your kids, and I had birds at home and they were watching the live feed. I don't have kids, obviously. Never could lock a lady down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no, not you. Yeah.
No, I am single and on the prowl. And once I get them home, usually they're like, oh, never mind. I didn't realize there was going to be a lot of birds here. And they usually leave pretty quickly.
Well, you got a peacock in the living room.
Yeah, I got a peacock in the living room, and he goes, ah! And they're like, oh, the peacock wants to fuck me. And then, so it's not a great time, for me, but anyway, I mean, the reason that I call it the number 2 best memory is Janet Jackson. Those titties be popping.
They were nice, honestly.
Those titties be popping.
I was like, hey, kids. No, my kids are watching, but I'm also watching, so maybe.
But I am also wrapped at attention. We salute you, Janet.
Salute you, Janet, and a little bit to you, JT, just for doing what you did.
Thank you so much, JT, and we salute you, Janet, the new president of the United States.
I would like that, honestly. That sounds
Janet
pretty
Jackson,
good.
president of the United States.
I feel like we've had worse, right?
We are due for a sexy president.
Yeah, finally. Then the
When
world
was
will
the
take
last
us
time we had a
seriously.
sexy president? Friggin' Teddy Roosevelt?
I think he might. Yeah, I think he was like top 10 sexiest president. Oh, we
Yeah.
should do a top 10 sexiest presidents.
Ooh, we should do top 10 sexiest presidents. I will write that
Yeah.
down.
All right, hell yeah. That's coming up.
That is, tune in next time for top 10 sexiest presidents. But first, we got to get to the number one memory.
My favorite memory of all time.
So I guess this is more of like two top fives.
Yeah, pretty much.
So like Janet Jackson's titties, Tatoise, was my number one.
That's why you did. That's why that was, that was,
yeah. Oh yeah. Because it is the number two best because there's two of those babies.
Yeah.
And they be popping.
Yeah. My number one was remember when we had Ashley Simpson on?
Oh my god.
Sing? And
it
was radio, so
yeah.
But I unplugged everything, and I was like, she's not even singing. She's gonna ruin America with this.
She's gonna kill America.
You can't lie to America
all over again.
And I love that song too. I don't even know if she even actually sings that song.
I don't know if she ever has.
I don't think so. I think that's probably her older sister, Jessica, sounding younger.
Well, and here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure that Ashley Simpson speaks.
I have not heard her speak either.
I've never seen Ashley Simpson and her voice in the same room.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll listen to it on tape. I'll hear, she's doing an interview on another radio show.
And, but I don't see the visual.
But it's one of the ones where it's like, yeah, but they would totally be in if Ashley Simpson's managers said, oh, here's a tape, play this, pretend you're interviewing it.
Every time.
And it's just Jessica doing like a little bit higher voice.
And I'm like, hey, Ashley, what do you think about tuna? And she was like, there's no chickens in the sea. And I'm like, oh, that's totally that
is a Jessica opinion if I have ever heard one.
For sure. Jeez.
If you ask Ashley Simpson if tuna exists, and she'll say, oh, I tell you what, I eat tuna every goddamn day.
Mm-hmm. Ashley would know.
Ashley Simpson is a tuna hound.
She loves that stuff. She's like, I don't even need mayo.
Oh yeah, she'll open up the can. So she'll scoop it out with her fingers.
The fingies.
Tuna.
All day, every day. Which actually isn't that bad for you. So I guess.
Yeah, something about mercury I heard, but
there's a little bit of mercury in everything, though, right?
Here's the thing. Because of the birds, I can't eat in my home, so I always have to go out to eat. And there is a sushi place directly underneath my apartment.
And, perfect.
I will go down there and I'll say the birds again, and they'll go, "Oh, we got you. We understand." And they'll bring me out a platter, and there's tuna on it, and there's salmon, and there's shrimp and crabs. And
do you ever feed your birds? You just like got to throw up a little bit into their mouths.
I have never mama birded my birds. I actually have never fed them at all. I'll just open the window at night. And I don't know why they come back. And often in the morning, there will be even more birds.
Oh, wow.
And then I have to name even more birds. And it's like, well, I guess you're Sandy and you're Terry and you're Gertrude. And it's, and you're Bank of America, I guess. I run out of names at a certain point. And
you just got to go brands.
Your Balloon, your Toyota Tacoma. And it's like,
I think I met Garfield the bird. I really like Garfield.
Garfield the bird.
That bird hates
speaking of sexy presidents.
That's true. Oh, Garfield definitely one of the sexiest of presidents.
One of the sexiest presidents.
And was orange too, right? I think I've heard he was orange.
Anyway, point is, I eat sushi every single day, and I have not died from mercury poisoning yet. So
It's got to be good sushi. Yeah, it's not in the parts per billion content. I test for sushi. That's my other job as a chemist.
You test sushi.
I test sushi. Yeah. I make sure
sushi.
that
Your day job as a chemist. My day job is taking care of these birds.
Oh yeah. That's an all day thing. Especially get more birds.
All right. We should. I think that's a perfect place to wrap it up on.
I think so. Yeah, we did 10.
I don't think anyone wants to hear any more about all the birds that I have in my apartment.
Probably got some seagulls, right? They're just like hanging out. They're just taking a break from the ocean. God.
A pelican showed up the other day, and so that was fun. Took up too much space, and I had to get him out. But they're big. His neck thing is like it's a fun adventure.
You just like play with that little thing. My grandma had that. She hated when I did that. Just jiggle it a little bit.
A little.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So we just have to sign off. We just have to do our classic sign off phrase and that we say at the same time. And it's the same thing that we say every time.
Every time. Yep.
And that goes just like this. For the two of us, Clancy
and Kyle,
we are headed
to the best and
then we
cry car. Yep.
Cry car.
Then we cry.
Thank you so much. Love you. Kisses and good night from all of us here.
Good night, baby.